I'd rather have it depends how long's in the round.
Yeah.
So like, maybe if you're chasing the fight and you're chasing the cards a bit, maybe better than in the open because they can scramble and give the back up a little bit more. But if you want to grind someone down and you've got time to break someone, like the cage is perfect, especially so if you can keep them flat. And obviously the cage is great for getting up, but ultimately even if you get up, you're still on the cage. Yeah. So as long as you're not to pressure someone, make them carry a weight, then it takes like Brett does it all day to people, and like he's done it to me. You spend all this fucking energy on getting up, and you think yes I'm up, and then you think but I'm still on the cage. I'm still stuck on the cage. I can't get him off me on the cage. So what am I going to do? I have to waste energy to get him off me. If I get him off me, he takes me straight back down. So, especially a ground and pound, like full guard, half guard, you put your head on the bottom of the cage and just start letting rip. It's different. It's a different fucking game. Different game completely. That's why you don't see a lot of MMA fighters using it, because a lot of them come up in grappling. Or they especially I see American guys, they'll train. Like, oh, today we train jiu-jitsu, and they train pure nogi or pure gi. Or you're in an MMA gym, but they're training pure jiu-jitsu. We do very little of that here, and especially in fight camp. Like, we may have 5-5s nogi to finish the session after sparring, but we always do it in here. So you gotta worry about people getting up against the cage. You gotta worry about getting pressed against the cage. Whenever I grapple, even when I'm like out the camp doing the nogi classes and the gi classes, even in my head, I'm not striking no one in the fucking jiu-jitsu class, but in my head I'm thinking, right, if this was MMA now, I need to be doing, I don't really try and practice techniques that I can't transfer over. Like, if we learn a technique in class then that can't be transferred, and yeah, I'll drill it and it's in the back pocket if I want to have a quiet play about with some of the new starters, but it's not something I'll ever try in sparring, because I think if I do that against an elite level guy and fuck it up, I'm in a bad spot. Like, rolling for arm bars and stuff from mount. You'll never ever catch me going for an arm bar from mount unless it's fucking 10 seconds left on the clock at the end of the round. I'm never gonna give up a position like that 2 minutes into a round, because what's the point? If I stay there for another 3 minutes and do damage, it can even be a 10-8 round. You don't need to do a lot these days to get a 10-8 round. You just need to fucking dominate. So I think a lot of guys go wrong because they don't train MMA grappling. They train their grappling to a wicked standard, but they don't train it, and there's a difference. And when you MMA grapple, you get tired like that. Like, you can nogi round, like I could probably roll nogi half hour straight without the rest. You could flow a little bit. You couldn't flow with gloves on for half hour straight. You'd be fucked after 5 minutes. And I think that's a difference. You see it with Brett. Like, I see like Brett's fight last week. He just broke the guy within 5 minutes. And you could see that doesn't mean the guy can't grapple. The guy can probably grapple very well to a good standard, but he can't MMA grapple. You know, it's one thing being able to attack a triangle and armbar from guard, and then it's one thing trying to do it when someone's trying to drop an elbow on you against the cage for 5 minutes. So it's a different ball game. It's like, I don't know, it'd be like saying you'd be a good kicker in a game of rugby because you're a good football player. It don't work like that, does it? Or
that's a great analogy.
Or you'll be a good American football player because you're a good rugby player, you know, because you're used to the contact. It's a fucking different ball game. You want to be good at baseball because you're good at cricket. It's all different. They're similar, but they're different. You could be a great boxer and shit MMA fighter. You could be a good striker in MMA. You know, I consider myself a good striker. If I went and tried to fight Joe Cordina, who's the British champion at my weight, Welsh guy, I know Joe really well, he'd fuck me up. He'd smash me in a round. He'd probably knock me out or hit me with a body shot, and I'd be done within 2 rounds. Or I may be able to tough out 2 rounds just on pure grit and being a tough fucker. But skill-wise, just because I'm a good MMA striker, don't mean I'm a good boxer, don't mean I'm a good Thai. I could go and fight out in Thailand against a Thai in my weight, and what would happen there? You know, they're different sports. Same with jiu-jitsu and MMA. You can be the best grappler. We've seen it. What was the guy's name in UFC? He got fucking choked out. He's like Rudolph Vera.
Oh yeah.
Multiple world-time champion black belt got choked out by a purple belt in an MMA fight because he spent all his energy trying to grapple, and a guy stuck it on him a couple of strikes and he just crumbled. We've seen it, haven't we? Many times. Same with the fucking Elok guy.
Ryan Hall. Yeah.
No, not him. Ryan Hall's a good example. But who's the juiced up guy?
Paul.
That's him. Yeah, he's great when he's fucking can get on your heels, but. Watch him against Alan Belcher. Alan Belcher starts dropping elbows on him and he starts thinking, no, I don't know if I want to be under here. I think I'll get out here. So it's definitely a different ball game.
I thought the knees have exploded in the past.
Yeah, fucking right. Just tied him up and he just started dropping. Ian Entwistle. Have you ever seen Dan Hooker fight Ian Entwistle?
John Danaher.
No, Dan Hooker.
Oh, Dan
fought-
Hooker.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, he fought Ian Ent was so wicked when he with the earlocks. Jumped the earlock all the time. Jumped on Dan up there. Just fucking reached over, pulled him in and just knocked him out with elbows.
Yeah.
And probably if Dan Hooker and Ian Ent was still had a roll, just a pure no-gi roll, he probably would earlock him.
Yeah.
When you factor in the punches and the elbows, it's a different fucking world. Same as anything, isn't it? Different sports.